All right, so it's Friday, October 18th. It's been a long week and kind of a depressing week. Like right now is whenever everything just you sit back and you're like, is this real? Did it really happen? Anne, who is working with us, she described it as constantly drinking from a fire hose, and it just comes and comes and it never ends. There are some good stories that come out of it. Um, but right now the bad definitely outweighs the good. It'll switch, and the good will start overtaking the bad, and that's what will bring us all hope and how we get out of this. Everything in the chain is what we need is changing. So whenever you're looking at donating, try to do like a three day projection. Ask us what we need, or go on sites. There's a lot of sites. We use those as well. Right now we have 56 organizations. That is a cool thing that's coming out of this. There's 56 organizations that are like us, and we're all working together, and everybody kind of has their own field. Like there's a fuel sector, there's a commercial division, there's we're taking over the housing, like trying to get the rebuild there. That's what I'm focusing on. Josh is focusing on medical, or is going to, whether he knows it or not. That's one part of it. But through those 56 organizations, it's like Freedom and Sentinel, there's the Army part of it. We're able to do about anything. And that wouldn't happen if this was an area that saw something like this a lot, and it was a lot of old nonprofits. They wouldn't work together. These 56 want to work together, and we want the same thing. We want to heal Western North Carolina and rebuild Western North Carolina. So that's cool. But ask us before you go and start rounding up supplies what's needed. Right now, it's building material, heaters, and we need volunteers. We need all volunteers. There's finally coming out what is needed. Plans are being made, and there's efforts to go volunteer. But we need volunteers that are able to shore up houses or close up holes in the houses and commercial buildings, so we can find a way to heat the houses. And a big thing is carbon monoxide detectors. That's going to be huge, because these people are heating with propane, with generators, and they're putting them indoors. So I don't know how we solve that issue, because right now it's keeping people alive. In Avery County alone, the need for fuel that we keep coming up with to keep people heated and alive for the winter is something like $7 million, and that's one county. There's a great fuel company in these 56. There's one that just took on fuel, and we're all trying to help them figure out how to get enough fuel. But that's a big need. So it's gonna be housing, what we're taking on, and fuel is going to be come out to be the top two. Uh, I posted a picture, and I'll put some videos up. We flew over Pensacola, Marshall, and a town called Relief. Nobody actually knew Relief was there. And Wednesday, the guy who's over the Marshall one found it, and it's not good. But Edwin Grant, he's been on the ground there. He asked us to fly over. He said it looks like there was 40-foot surges in water that came through. Like the railroad's gone. So that's the bad part, is they're taking all the gravel that we should be using for roads, and they're trying to rebuild the railroad, which is important so they can get supplies up and down the East Coast. It's just a lot going on, and it's hard to plan around. And I use the analogy, we're trying to build a Ferris wheel while it's moving. I think that explains it a lot. But now you've got all these different problems. You want to fix this one, but you can't fix that one because you have to fix this one first, and these two don't work together. And then you got the government, and you got the nonprofit groups, and just the people, and then you got FEMA thrown somewhere in there. And from the outside, people are asking, well, why don't you just take FEMA's help? Well, one, they showed up late. FEMA's not bad. Their call to this was bad. How they reacted to it. They showed up late. They haven't been able to penetrate the Appalachian mentality, I guess is the only way to put it. And Appalachia's different. we don't really like our neighbors. How are we going to like a government agency coming in here and telling us what to do and then trying to take over? And then there has to be some sort of law in the fact that whenever something bad happens, bad people show up. So we have to keep the bad people out. But it's just hard. Like I said, we're trying to build a Ferris wheel while it's moving, and we're going to figure it out. We're going to get through this. But right now, it's just hard. Now, as far as what we're doing, we want to be trusted. Some people think that I'm doing this for the wrong reasons, and I don't really care that you think that. But we want to be 100% transparent. Our whole focus right now is how do we rebuild? How do we offer affordable housing? How do we get the people back to the situation? So some people are going to owe $350,000, $500,000, and their house is gone, but they still owe that money. So I'm trying to figure out ways that we can take those people and get them a house back and them still owe $350,000. And there's some ways around it, and we're working on those. We're going to have two funds. One's going to be a accredited investor fund that we're working on. The other will be a crowd fund. We can take as many $100 investments from as many people as we want, up to $5 million. So it's going to be the first people in. If you want to get in, we'll start releasing the information. I didn't know how to do crowdfunding. I was begging and searching on how to do crowdfunding, and all of a sudden the guy who founded WeFunder shows up and stays at my house, and he's writing the fund. It's like God sent him to help me with this. I understand crowdfunding now. I know how it works. We could take $5 million on the first, the initial round. You're only allowed to go up to that, and then you have to see how people react to it and if they want to do it. So after the first 5 million, we have to figure out how to do the next one. And there's a bunch of rules and regulations, but it will go right along with the accredited investor fund. We take 249 accredited investors. We're going to shoot for $100 million. Those two will be how we rebuild Western North Carolina. We're going to rebuild the housing. And the cool part is with the crowdfunding, everyone can be part of the solution. So even if you're one that you were affected by this, you can now invest in it and make money off of it and be part of the solution to all this. We don't really need the crowdfunding, but I want it because I want everyone to unite under Western North Carolina Strong and be a part of this. We have to come together as Western North Carolina. And I think it's a cool way to do it. No one took the Morgan Wallen tickets for over $1,500, so I'm going. Me and Shayna, I'm leaving here in just a little bit. I'm actually late to my house in 3 minutes. I'll be late. So I'm donating $1,500 into the nonprofit on top of the $1,500 that I paid. So I'm now going to this for $3,000. We had stickers printed today. I'm going to take those and hand them out with Western North Carolina Strong on it. So I really feel like that's how I can contribute and be a part of all this. I'm going to go and try to raise awareness. If you see me at the concert, I'll probably have a sticker if I haven't handed them all out. The one thing I ask for everybody that sees this, whenever you share it, everybody that watches it through that, go to our Western North Carolina Strong Facebook page. That it should be on here somewhere, and go to the three little buttons on the right, click it, and hit invite friends. You can invite 1,000 friends at one time, invite 1,000 friends, and then do that every day until all your friends follow the page. What we're trying to do with Western North Carolina Strong is, one, it's to unite everyone in this. Two, it's to help fund the rebuild of Western North Carolina. And three, it's going to be the news outlet, and we're going to have bloggers and reporters, and we're going to put all the videos, all the footage, everything we get, we're going to put on Western North Carolina, WNC-strong.com. We're trying to buy WNCstrong.com and .org. But that's how we're going to blast out to the world so they can see what actually happens. I was on a Zoom today with people in California, and I was trying to explain how bad this is, and they didn't believe me. They're like, well, that isn't what the news is saying. So it's just more. Whenever I was in LA a week ago, no one knew about this, and they sort of don't believe you on it. Like people are saying Trump's lying whenever he's talking about how bad this is, and he's not. I've been there. I've been on the ground. I've seen it. I've flown over it. So that is going to be the page that we put all our news and all of our photos and videos and the stuff you send us, we're going to put on there, and we're going to treat it like a news company and market it and get it out and let people see what really happened. And by doing that, we'll bring the awareness to Western North Carolina, and hopefully that brings the funds to help us rebuild Western North Carolina. It's an uphill battle, but I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to fail at this. I need y'all's help. If everyone can help me do that, put it out, share it, invite friends, do whatever you have to do. And if you're a business and you want Western North Carolina Strong shirts in your company, in your retail location, or in your business, you want them, we're going to have a wholesale division where the proceeds that we get, that our profit, goes to the cause, and then you can still sell them in your business and make money. So you'll be able to make 30% on the shirts after you get them from us. The proceeds before go into the rebuild effort, into the nonprofit, and then you can make money selling them to help your business, because everyone in our area needs extra income right now. Businesses need money to survive. So this is a way that you can make money for your business, still rep the Western North Carolina Strong brand, and bring the awareness to the situation. If you have a shirt or a design that you would like to see Western North Carolina Strong a part of, or you want it for your business, if you have your logo, if you have a design, send it to us, and we'll put your logo on the shirt with a small Western North Carolina Strong, or ever how you want to do it. But then you'll have your brand out there with the Western North WNC Strong message, and this is how we get it out to the world, and you're able to make money on it, and we're able to put money in the nonprofit for the building. This is how you can further be part of the solution to the problem. So anything that you have that you want Western North Carolina Strong on, stickers, whatever, send to us, and we'll work it out with you where you can make money for your company as well. That's all I've got. Keep pushing forward. Headed to the Morgan Wallen concert. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to take some time off with just me and my wife this weekend and try to refill my cup. If you're a volunteer out there, refill your cup. Take some time off. If you're completely exhausted, you're not going to do anybody any good. Like, you got to step away. Some people have seen some horrible things out there. Step away for a little bit, talk to somebody, but refill your cup. You're a volunteer. You don't have to be out there. And don't let your mental or physical self decline because of this. You're better when you're at your top. So take some time off, refill your cup, get some rest, and you'll be better for that whenever you do go back out. Much love, guys.